promised, I think I'm gonna start vlogging only on Fridays though. I think only a Friday vlog. I think that's all we're going to be working on because I think that's all I can handle. So it is Friday. Happy 2018, everyone. I hope everybody had a fun and safe New Year's and Christmas and all that good stuff. So yes, it is January 5th. It is currently like 12:55. So I'm starting the vlog a little bit late. I've already had kind of a busy morning. I edited and uploaded a very weird video for my nail polish channel. That was talking about like the polish pickup, and I was kind of sharing my wish list polishes that I kind of want to get, but I didn't buy this month because we've got plans for Chaz's birthday this month and we need that money for the birthday plans. And so this morning I wanted to finish editing another video, my Colores de Carol holiday collection, because we all know I am nothing if not punctual and relevant. So I finally edited the Colores de Carol holiday review, and that should be going up later today around like 4:30 my time. That's when that should be going up. So I got that finished, which is why I didn't vlog earlier because I was busy editing. I also went to the gym this morning. I've been very good about that this whole week. I went every single day except yesterday because I had to volunteer at Milo's school, so I didn't have a chance to go. And yeah, that's basically it. Like nothing that exciting, guys. Not much has changed from like Christmas time, apart from like, I mean, we still have the tree up, as you can see. Still have all of the holiday stuff going on in the back, so I will definitely need to take that down, hopefully this weekend. Cross your fingers. But right now, I'm just gonna have some lunch. I'm kind of hungry, and I'm ready to make some food for my belly. And I'm going to eat the rest of the pozole. One of our family traditions is to make pozole around Christmas time, and so I made, I'm just fixing my hair. I went to the gym, like I mentioned, I went to the gym this morning, so my hair's a little bit gross. Because I haven't taken a shower yet. I'm really nasty, but I can't help it. I don't like showering during the day. I only want to shower at night. I'm a little bit nasty, but I figure you guys don't care. In my family, we do a tradition of having pozole for like New Year's Eve or like Christmas. So I texted my sister and I asked her to send me her pozole recipe because she is amazing at making pozole. And it was the funniest thing because the recipe that she gave me was just a list of ingredients, which I loved because that just shows you, like, I call it abuela cooking because you ask abuela, how do I make this? And she just kind of tells you things and there's really no measurements. It's just kind of like, yeah, just, you know, a palm full of chili powder or like a couple of things of garlic, whatever you like. And so it was that kind of a recipe where it was just kind of the list of ingredients and then like the stages of when you add things into the crock pot, but there was no like, it's a quarter cup, it's a teaspoon, it's a tablespoon. It was just kind of like, choose your ending. And I think I did a pretty good job. I think I did a really good job. So that's what I'm gonna have for lunch today. Instead of, normally pozole has pork in it, but I have learned with the many, many tamales that I made for Thanksgiving, I don't do so well with pork. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, pork just does not agree with my digestion. It causes a roadblock, if you will. So I decided to make my pozole with chicken, and it's amazing. It is so gosh darn good. So in case you guys were wondering, the best way to eat pozole is with a little dash of lime in there. Oh, it's so incredibly good. Oh, homina, 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 homina. More like hominy, right? Ooh, funny. Oh, so funny. This is my last bowl, guys. Look, this is empty. All that's left in here is broth. So this is the last of the pozole. Oh, I'm so sad. But I also really want to eat it because I'm starving. I'm having a moment, you guys. I'm having a moment. A moment of awesomeness. So first, let me pause Full House because we don't need that going on in the background. I've discovered a new land. I am an explorer. I am a finder of things. And we need some celebrations. So, okay, so first off, before we get too far along in my like newly discovered awesomeness, I have decided for 2018, I want to read 100 books. And I think I can do it. I think I can do it, you guys. So I'm enthused. Like, I have been falling into the hole of Booktube the past, like, ever since Christmas. I've been watching a lot of like book review videos and like book hauls and like monthly wrap-ups of these people reading books and sharing stories and talking about the books that they liked. And I had always felt that I was never a reader. I had always had the assumption that it just wasn't for me. I come from a big family that's very scholastic in nature. They've always had lots of books in the house. Growing up, we had like a whole wall of bookcases and bookshelves, and it was just always reading was definitely part of our family culture. And I feel like ever since college, I just haven't gotten back into that. Like, I just haven't gotten back into reading. And I just assumed, like, well, probably it's just not for me. I'm just not a reader, and that's okay. But I've been watching all these Booktube videos lately, and I want to start reading again. Like, there are so many good stories out there that sound so intriguing to me that I'm like, I need to do this. I set the goal for myself to read 100 books this year, and I think I can do it. I've already finished one, and I'm totally thrilled. So the whole reason I am so excited is because I just discovered something amazing about my local public library. I have an e-reader. I prefer this over books. It's just, I like to read when I'm laying down, and the fear of dropping a book on your face is just terrifying and painful. My public library, it has a catalog available of digital downloads. So you can check out like audiobooks and apparently ebooks. Like, I did not know this, and I feel like a loser because it's like, yeah, duh, of course, it's like 2018 now. We need to like get with the program. We've been able to do this for years now. I didn't know, but more importantly, I didn't know how easy it is. So I'm on my public library website. These are all digital ebooks that you can check out. This is The Infinite Sea, which is the second book of the 5th wave. Didn't realize, again, this just shows you how out of tune I am with books right now. I didn't realize there were more books to the 5th wave. I think there's 3 now or something. Must be remedied. So I want to check this one out. There's this borrowed for 7 days tab. And at first I thought, 7 days? I can't finish a book in 7 days. Like, I got a life. I got kids and food to cook and noses to wipe. Like, I don't have time to finish a book in 7 days. But then you click on it and you can change it. You can have 14 days to 21 days. Look at that. I'm like, problem solved. I'm gonna select it for 21 days. I probably won't need it for 21 days, but I'm just gonna show you how easy this is. So I'm gonna borrow it for 21 days. And now it says go to loans. It says read now on Kindle. Because I literally just got this one, which is the Why Not Me, the second like Mindy Kaling memoir one. The first one was hilarious. I'm excited to read this one. And so I'm getting this just to show you how easy it is. So it says read now with Kindle. You click on that. It takes you to my Kindle. I'm trying to make sure I'm not showing any private information. You zoom over here. I'm covering up my email address, and it says get library books. So you click that button. I will do that off camera to keep things private. And then it says that it has been sent to my Kindle. So I go to my Kindle, and look what's happening here. And now it's like downloaded onto my Kindle. How crazy is that? You guys, I am like dying. I think this is just the coolest thing in the entire planet. And I didn't have to pay anything. Now I've got 2 books that I can read. And honestly, like, why would I want to do this any other way? Clearly, I am not a full book person, because buying a book, like, once you've read it, what do you do with it, right? Like, I'm not one to reread books. There's probably 2 books in my life that well, maybe 3. There's probably 3 books that I would reread that I've reread in my life. First being Jane Eyre. Love Jane Eyre. Like, Jane Eyre is my jam. Like, I love that book so much. I've reread that book several times. The second is the Lord of the Rings series. I would reread Lord of the Rings till the cows come home. And the third would possibly be Game of Thrones. The only reason I say that is because I started Game of Thrones before Milo was born, I started Game of Thrones, and I only got as far as the 4th book, and then I stopped. So I would want to pick it up and start it again, but I think I would want to start it over from the beginning, just because you need to get into that, like, you know, into the world again, and I have never seen the TV show. So I would probably reread Game of Thrones, but those are like the only books that I would consider rereading. Therefore, I don't see the necessity in buying books, because you have them, you've read them, and now what? I don't get it. I don't get it. But then again, I'm not huge into reading, so this whole year's experience might change that perspective on things, but I love this kind of deal right now where I can get these books for free so long as I read them fast enough. I think there's probably a limit as to how many you can have checked out at one time, but I'm kind of pumped. I'm super pumped about that. I had to share with you all my celebrations in discovering that my public library is amazing. I guess while I'm here, we could talk about Christmas and what I got for Christmas today, or not today, but what I got for Christmas. I have to go around and gather all of the things though. Let me go around and gather the things. We will reconvene in this spot because I think I look pretty good. Like the lighting is kind of nice. What is this? I think the lighting is pretty good right here, so I'm gonna stay right here in my bed. And then we're gonna get some Christmas gifts. And after that, we'll talk about my New Year's goals, because apart from the reading one, there are some other fun ones involved. So let me go get my crap, and we will reconvene in a minute. I read books. So I have all of my Christmas gifts, and yeah, I got some really good gifts this year. Chaz in particular did a really good job shopping for me this year. So first thing I want to share with you that I got for Christmas this year is this thing from my sister. So this is at first I'm like, what is this? And then I realized, oh, this is actually something that is very useful. It is a little like rack for your wigs after you've washed them. It's like a little wig hook for when you've washed your wigs, or if you're styling them or what have you, like, and it helps so that you can hang it in the shower so that they can drip dry, which is fantastic. I haven't cleaned any of my wigs yet. I probably need to wash, I need to wash one in particular, like the one that I wear the most, like that one definitely needs to be washed. So I'm super pumped about that because it is such a nice, like, I didn't even think that it would make a mess when drying, which makes sense because you want it to drip dry and it's gonna air dry. You could maybe blow dry it, but air drying is gonna take a long time with the wigs. So that little hook thing is genius. And then I got a book from I can't remember if it was my brother-in-law or my mother-in-law. I can't remember. It might have been both. It might have been from my brother-in-law and my mother-in-law. I don't remember. But it's Creativity Inc. So this is a book that Chaz and I started. We had a big family vacation where we drove to Arizona for a family reunion, and we listened to this on the road trip, and this is a fantastically amazing book about creativity and where it comes from and how you can harness it and how you can expand it. And it's written by the president of Pixar Animation and Disney Animation, which is awesome. So not only do you get kind of insight in how Pixar and Disney creates these amazing films and movies, but also it's a little bit of a history book on the history of Pixar, which I find tremendously interesting. I was super excited to get this book because we started it, but we never finished it. So this was an awesome gift. The next thing that I got was from Milo. He was so cute. So he got me this. He got me a Marvel Guess Who, which I feel like was like 80% for him and like, you know, 20% for me. And then Chaz, when I first opened this gift, I was like, wait, what? But then after thinking about it more and after I realized, oh no, this is perfect, it really is like the perfect gift. He got me a bean masher. And I know that seems so weird, but the reason this is so incredibly awesome is because I want to start making sauerkraut. I have to check the time. What time is it? Oh shoot, I gotta go. Oh no, I gotta pick up Milo. Hold on, I'll be back in a minute. Oh no. I'm back. That was a little bit chaotic. Sorry about that. It was literally 2:30 when I saw that. Milo gets out of school at 2:35, so I had to run to go get him from school, but he's home now. He's in his room having a snack and watching some shows, and while he's doing that, I'm gonna finish up with the stuff I got for Christmas. So before the break, I had mentioned that Chaz had gotten me a bean masher, and this is actually a very thoughtful and perfect gift because I want to start making my own sauerkraut. In my church, we have these like meetings once a month that all of the women in the congregation will get together and we'll do some sort of activity. And one of the activities was this lady talking about gut health and some of the trials that she's had with like IBS and like food sensitivities and all of these crazy things that she struggled on figuring out how to maneuver it and how to like get through it and how to eat basically. And she discovered fermentation, like food, like fermented foods, and how fermented foods really helped her digestion. So she created like this little lecture of the benefits of eating fermented foods. She said by eating these fermented foods, with all this research that she's done, that like it helps with the bacteria that's in your digestive system, and sometimes based on like the medications you take or painkillers or birth control or preservatives, those like bacteria flora can be disrupted and therefore can lead to like things that make people think that they're gluten intolerant or they're lactose intolerant or they have IBS, when maybe the problem might be they have bad bacteria in their digestion. So she did like a whole year of like adding fermented foods to her diet, and she saw dramatic changes in her family. She said her husband like didn't have seasonal allergies anymore because of the fermented foods that they would eat. She like cured all of her IBS issues, and she was having like leaky gut syndrome, and like that was changed dramatically by the addition of fermented foods into her diet. So she said that she started with sauerkraut. She made her own sauerkraut, and they would eat just like 1 to 2 spoonfuls of sauerkraut every day. So Chaz and I thought that we would give it a go. And I had picked out this jar. Like when you make your own sauerkraut, which I've never done before, you need like an airtight type of jar. So I found this awesome jar at Home Goods. I needed a like potato masher that was able to fit inside this jar to kind of get the cabbage ready for fermentation, and I couldn't find a potato masher small enough. And I had searched everywhere. I had searched everywhere for a potato masher, but I could not find one small enough to fit inside the hole of this jar. And then Chaz found this bean masher, and obviously like it's perfect, like it fits in here absolutely perfectly. So this was really a thoughtful gift, even though it seems a little bit odd. So we're gonna start doing that pretty soon. I was actually thinking about doing that today, but I got distracted. So maybe like next Friday we'll try to make some sauerkraut together. That could be fun. The next thing that I got for Christmas is this shirt from my sister. I don't know where she got it from, but it says dragon training, and it's got Toothless, and he's like working out. It's so cute. I thought that was adorable. And then Chaz got me some candles. I think he picked these up at Kohl's. Sonoma. Yeah, I think he got these at Kohl's. He got me this one called Falling Snow. It smells really good. It's really like minty and fresh. I liked this one. He also got me Tree Farm, which smells like pine Christmas trees, which is awesome. And then the last one, which we've already used up, is the holiday cookies. So it smells like Christmas cookies, and this one was really nice, and we like burned through this one pretty fast because we had it going all the time around Christmas and after Christmas, but this one was really nice. And then the last thing that I got for Christmas is this, which I'm so excited about, you guys. This is a pen tablet. I think I mentioned during Vlogmas that I have recently been getting back into drawing and doing more of my art. And I've always wanted to have one of these like pen tablets so that I can draw digitally on my computer. And Chaz was able to find me this really inexpensive, it's not huge, but it's good enough to like get the job done, or at least to practice on. And I'm so pumped about this because I can set that up to my computer, and instead of drawing with like a mouse, I can use this to start doing some digital art, which really opens things up for me, not only with my art, but I can also start doing more like hand-drawn stickers for my planner. and I can maybe start doing more like cute little things that I like to do on my main channel with like the little logos and whatnot. So I'm really excited to play with that. I haven't cracked it open yet. I haven't set it up to my computer. It is definitely on my list pretty soon. And then the last thing that I got myself was just a new sketchbook, because I finished off my last sketchbook that I think I talked about with you guys during Vlogmas. I'd mentioned that I'd never finished a sketchbook before. I made a personal goal to finish that one off before the new year. That way I could get myself a new sketchbook. And then another one of my goals is to finish a sketchbook in 1 month, which I feel like is kind of pushing it, especially since I have not started. I don't know if I'm actually going to like finish it in time, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my hardest to actually get this like sketchbook all finished up. And so that's what I got for Christmas this year, and I love it. I'm so grateful for all of these gifts. Oh, I forgot one. I got a beautiful like sapphire scarf from my sister-in-law. She found this just absolutely gorgeous, like sapphire blue scarf. I think she found this at Forever 21, but it is gorgeous and it's so soft. This is amazing, an amazing scarf. Like, I love this one, it's so good. But yeah, so those are all the gifts that I got for Christmas, which is kind of fun, kind of exciting. And now we can talk about my goals for the year. Now, I kind of already mentioned I want to do the 100 books, which we'll talk about in a minute. I wanted to do the finishing a sketchbook, which we already mentioned. Like, I wanted to go to the gym every day, which I feel like is always like a New Year's resolution. I wanted to get like 10,000 steps every day, which I haven't been doing very good. And then the last one was, what was the last one that was my like, oh, I wanted to do scripture reading. I haven't really been making a big of an effort, like a huge effort to do like scripture study or like just gospel study in general, or just taking a minute out of my day every day to focus on spiritual things. So I want to do that. I want to start doing that. And I've actually been doing a pretty good job with that lately. I do it, I usually read my scriptures, or I'll have like a spiritual thought or something like that right before bed. And it's been going really well. Like, I've actually have done it every single day so far. Those are the big like goals that I have set for the year. And I mean, I feel like most of them are just habits, but they're habits that I really want to start making a part of my daily life. Like, I want to make sure I have time to read, because it's a nice time to just kind of decompress and de-stress. I'm kind of excited about this 100 books thing. I think it's going to be a good challenge for me, because like I said, I'm not a big reader, or I'm a little out of practice at least when it comes to reading. So the books that I have on my list are mainly young adult. I've read The Hunger Games, and I read the first book of The Fifth Wave. I tried starting Harry Potter, and I can't get into it, guys. Like, I just can't. I just can't get into it. So I have done a couple of like young adult books, and I kind of want to delve a little bit deeper into that, because before I was mainly reading like nonfiction stuff, like history books and like memoirs and things like that. And I think I want to try giving like fiction a go, because I feel like that might be better suited for me. Because I was looking and thinking about like the 2 books, or like the books that I really enjoyed and like that I've actually reread, and most of them are fantasy. Like, obviously it's Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. Like, I think I have a genre. I found a couple of YouTubers that enjoy fantasy books, and they have some pretty good recommendations. So the books that I plan on reading this month, I've already started and finished Red Rising, which is a young adult book series. It's like a post-apocalyptic kind of Hunger Games-esque type book or type series. Finished the first one. I just put the second one on hold at the library, so that one should be coming in soon. I want to start Outlander, because I've heard nothing but good things, not only about the book, but about the TV show as well. So we don't have Stars. We actually don't have cable at all. But I kind of want to read the books first, because I've read Game of Thrones first, and I still haven't seen that TV show either, and I really like the books, and I kind of don't want to ruin it with the TV show. So I want to try the books first for Outlander to see how that goes, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. I just picked up the Mindy Kaling book, the Why Not Me? I think that's what it's called. And then the last book that I got for this month is the first book in the Witcher series. So there's this one girl that I follow on YouTube. I will link her channel down below. I don't remember her name right now, but she's adorable. And she really loves like fantasy books, not only young adult, but also like adult fantasy as well. So she's doing this like read along thing this year, but she's gonna read the whole Witcher series, which is a video game apparently, which I did not know about, but apparently it's a very popular video game that is based on a book series. And so she is starting like this Witcher read along where each month you read a different book in the Witcher series. I started the first book a couple days ago and I actually am really liking it so far. It's really, really good. It's definitely like fantasy sorcery and there's like changelings happening, and from what I've gathered, the main character is kind of like demon hunter, I think, or like some sort of witch hunter. Not a witch hunter, but he's like a sorcerer, but he deals with like paranormal, even though it's not really paranormal. I'm not doing a very good job of retelling this story. I'm only like 2 chapters in, and I'm excited to see how that goes as well. So I already have like a pretty decent like stack of books that I want to read for this month, and we'll have to see how much progress I make because I have not read very much this week. I think I finished Red Rising on Tuesday and I haven't had time to read that much since then. I'm lucky if I get like 10 minutes before bed. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so that's kind of like my thing for this year. I'm kind of excited to talk about books and find new series to try and books to read and things to test out. Like, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be good. I feel like this video is already really long as it is. So I think that's kind of really all that I wanted to talk about today. It's almost 4 o'clock right now, so I actually need to head downstairs and get my Coloristic Carol video posted. So I think I'm gonna end this vlog here for today. I kind of like these really specific vlogs and I don't feel pressured that I have to do something fun and exciting. We can just talk about a subject matter and leave it at that. But anyway, I gotta go. I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.